everybody. Thanks for watching me today. Thanks for coming and checking me out. I know it's been a minute and I haven't posted a video in about a month. So I'm glad that if you do see this, you came back and you're checking for the videos and everything like that. Like I said on some of my videos, I was devoting some more time. I'm going to be devoting some more time to just kind of getting my channel really looking better, getting my website up for you guys for personal readings and things like that. As I always say, it's been really busy, but this is my passion. I definitely look forward to doing it more and more. So look forward to those things to come and keep checking back on my videos. It's been a minute. Like I said, I had some low energy, and I don't like, I was really busy, and then I had some low energy, just some things going on, and I really don't like to do readings when my energy is low, because you already don't know what situations you're going to get in the cards to begin with negative situations or with challenging situations. So I really don't like when I don't do readings when I have low energy. Not readings on here, not personal readings for anybody. And I hate when I watch an astrologer and you can just tell they're having a crappy day, or maybe they had, like they're bringing their personal experience into a reading, or kind of channeling personal experiences toward a certain sign, which we all do because, our perspectives are based off of our experiences. But, I mean, you got to kind of check that and hone it when you are a tarot reader. and I'm sorry guys if you hear me when I'm talking about tarot and you hear me sometimes say astrologers. To me it really is almost one and the same thing. I know astrology is something, I guess phonetically or in terms of definitions, is different than tarot, but to me all of it is one and the same. So I really mean the same when I say one. I really don't mean one or the other, because all of it really ties in. But anyway, let's get into a reading. I did finally get a camera. I'm just learning how to use it so I can make sure my videos are complete. They don't cut off and everything like that. I don't think that's fair to you guys. So that's another reason why I'm on hiatus until I just get things together so I can bring you quality videos. So, such is life. But anyway, in the meantime, I'm still recording on my phone, but I cleared a lot of stuff off of my phone onto my laptop. So we should be pretty good to go. We're going to do a 3-card reading for all signs. And I did get some new decks. So today we're going to do the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot 3-card reading for all signs. Then if I need any clarification, I did pick up the Lenormand deck. Really like this deck. I've been using it. Used it for a friend. Used it for myself. It's been really good in making a connection with me reading the cards. And then I picked up the Law of Attraction deck. Little reminders to guide you to wealth and prosperity. So if we need one of those cards, we'll do that. But I'm going to try to make this pretty short. I have some things to do. So I'm not going to go ramble on about each sign. We're just going to get into overall energy. And I'm doing this weekend, but, I hate to put a time on readings because it's just going to go until you feel the energy or until you don't feel it anymore. Until you don't feel it anymore. So doing it this weekend. I'll say it's for this weekend, but for the days coming up. We're going to do, let's do fire, air, water, earth, which is usually how I do it and how I start. The first card is going to be the overall energy going on in your life at this present time. Middle card is any obstacles or challenges. And the third card is the outcome, or maybe some steps and some moves you need to take to get towards an outcome that you want to get to, or to avoid any challenging outcomes. So let's go for fire. Fire, you have the 3 of Wands reversed, the 7 of Cups upright, and then the 5 of Wands reversed. Air, you have the 6 of Swords reversed, 8 of Swords straight up, the Hanged Man straight up, reversed. Water, Knight of Swords, figures straight up, 8 of Wands straight up, figures, and 8 of Cups straight up, figures. Earth, 7 of Swords right side up, Ace of Wands upside down, and the 5 of Pentacles right side up. So let's jump right into this. You'll just see me shuffling the Lenormand deck just in case I feel like I have to use it. So starting off with fire, with the Three of Wands in a reverse position as the overall energy. I feel like the Three of Wands card upright, to me, it's just somebody who is they had things going, they had things in motion, and they're watching as all of their plans and their things that they have in motion as they take root, as they work and function daily, as the businesses run successfully, as businesses grow, as networking is done, as contacts are made. It's a well-to-do person or a businessman who is just serving all that he has done and his works in progress. And I feel like with the card reversed, I did a reading earlier and I had got that Three of Wands reversed. I feel like with the Three of Wands reversed, I feel like that means you've put some things into motion and now it's time to sit back and watch that those seeds bear fruit. I feel like that's what that Three of Wands is in the overall position. I feel like there were a lot of things going on, whether that's a job front, relationship fronts, and things like that. And for the fire signs, which are the Aries, the Leo, and the who's my other fire sign? Goodness, Gemini, Aries, and Leo. You guys, I feel like you've put some things in motion. You've been working hard, or you've been putting in some work, whether it's the job front or the relationship front. And now it's just kind of time to sit back and say, okay, well, is this getting me to the goal I want to be to? Look at the work you've done. You kind of checked off all of your checks and balances. Now you're just looking to see if what you've done is good enough to get you to where you want to be. And I kind of feel like that's the energy that's going on with you right now. It's kind of like when you raise your child and you set them off into the world, you're always going to be there to guide them and to work on things. But now is a time where you're kind of really sitting back and looking at some of the decisions that you've made and some of the decisions you're going to have to make. And I feel like it's important stuff, business or relationship, for the fire signs. Any obstacles or challenges for the fire signs are the Seven of Cups, which is very, very true. Just thinking of fire signs that I know personally, choices, decisions, and having to choose. And that comes up in your obstacle position because you do have to choose. There's only so long that you could sit back and kind of look at the choices that you put in motion without taking action. Sometimes you got to give, like I said, when you raise your child and you set them out into the world, sometimes you still got to give them a little push. Sometimes you still have to be there for guidance, but they still have to live their life. And with the Seven of Cups as an obstacle, you have to make decisions and you have to make choices, whether it involves walking away from things that will hurt people, choosing things that you think are better for you or more compatible for you. That's what has to be done. And that's a part of life. Making choices and decisions. Sometimes they hurt people's feelings, but if you act from a righteous place and you're doing what's best for yourself, which is in turn doing what's best from everybody else from a good place, then you'll see those hard decisions really were the best decisions to make. Trust your gut, trust your instincts, your heart, and your intuitions when making your decisions. And the Five of Wands reversed in the upright positions, this is petty quarrels. It's almost like a victory coming out with some sort of prize. But I feel like with this card in reverse, the outcomes or the things to avoid, kind of the outcome I would say to beware of, is petty quarrels won't get you anywhere. They won't get you the reward. They won't get you the prize. They won't get you any solace of your mind, any solace of your mind, and any solace of the heart. So try to avoid any petty arguments, any petty sort of conflicts, and be sensitive to the people that you're going through these situations with. Because I know that the fire signs are reflecting on their lives and what's right for them, but don't put anybody else above yourself. You have to do what's right for you. Like I said, in turn, that's doing what's right for them. But in the same time, just be gentle in how you deal with people. Because a lot of times people don't see in that moment that really is a good decision to make. Moving on to the air signs, which is going to be my Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini. And I'm sorry, for fire, I had that incorrect. I don't know, I hadn't did a reading in so long. So let's go back to fire. This was Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, not Gemini. I believe I said Gemini. Coming over to the air signs, that's going to be Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. There you go. So as we move on to the air signs, Six of Swords in reverse. Six of Swords is and when it's upright, it's like a moving away from something, moving away from a situation, kind of leaving ill-begotten things behind to move on to smoother shores, smoother, greener pastures, moving on with a sense of, you know what you're leaving behind because you are going to something better, whether that's hard to do. And with Six Swords, I mean, it is hard to do because all the burdens aren't left. As you see on the boat, the Six Swords are in the boat. So where you're going, the troubles are coming, the troubles are following, but it's a necessary move to work those troubles out. But I feel like with that card in reverse, it's stagnation. It's not moving, which is even backed up. I'll talk about when we get to the Hangman and the outcome position. But for the overall energy with the Six of Cups reverse, you aren't making a logical decision. And you're such a logical sign. I mean, air signs, you guys are such logical signs. But because you guys are so logical, if you do operate from emotions, I can imagine that you could get stuck because maybe that's not the way that you're used to operating, depending on what's in your sign, what's in your chart. And if you have a lot of air, maybe you have some water, or even some earth in your chart. But as far as the Six of Swords, I don't feel like you're really looking at a situation and making a wise choice to move away from it if it doesn't serve you, or to really make a motivated, tangible effort to work out the issues if you're not gonna move along from them. You know what I mean? Because it just speaks of being stuck in the same place to me when that's in reverse. And the place that you're stuck in is not a positive place necessarily. And which is evidenced by the obstacle card, which is the Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords, you know, it's like she's on this murky, and it always reminds me of the never-ending story when Atreyu and the dragon were out in that in the mud, the sinking mud. And it's just like water puddles and mud, and it's like deserted. How can you get out of here? That's what the Eight of Swords cards always reminds me of. And when you look at it, there are all these swords, which just are daggers to me. It's like issues, problems, all these things going on. She's tied up with a blindfold around her. But if you really look, there's nobody in the card holding the swords. The bandages always, to me, look loose on this card, as if the person, if they really fought hard, they could free themselves from this entanglement. Because the swords aren't a necessary threat. They're surrounded by problems and troubles, but they aren't stabbed to death by the swords. Yeah, there's some strife, and they've been through a struggle. Maybe somebody dragged them from the castle all down through the dirt and the mud, and they took a beating, and now they're just stranded in the middle of these problems, and they do not know what to do. But if you pace yourself, if you slow down and use the logical mind that you have, and take these issues one by one and slowly wiggle your way out of these ties of bondage, you'll start to knock those issues out and see that you can get beyond them. You can get around them. There is no other figure in this card holding this person hostage, and this person hasn't necessarily been so wounded that they cannot get free if they try hard enough. Meaning, any struggles that you're going through, the thought that they are so insurmountable and can't be overcome, or they're too hard to overcome, is a figment of your imagination. It's a figment of your imagination, and it's evidence of your lack of belief in a high power and in yourself, air signs. And to end with your outcome is the Hangman reverse, which means all the nulling, all the nullification, all the lollygagging, and all of that is really unjustified. It's time to really cut any crap, make decisions and stand behind them and make them from a righteous place. First, you got to look at yourself and see how you're operating, because that may be why you get from people what you do, and then see how you can change that. Be a person that can be counted on. Be a person that stands firm in their word, that people know they mean business, because you're also very social and very friendly people. But you know, you got to stand firm in your decisions and do things that have to be done. Because I just see a lot of hurtful communication, a lot of issues, a lot of problems around you. And I see the air signs feeling stranded and stagnated. No matter how fast you may move physically and how social you may be physically, I really feel like this is where you're at emotionally and on the inside. So, you know, air signs, just watch this again. Get what you can from that, because I spewed all that out and I don't even remember what I said. Water signs. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Love you guys. I'm a water sign, can't you tell? So the Knight of Swords. This has been coming out in readings I've been doing for myself, and a lot of readings I've been watching for. I was watching Cancer specifically, but I'm a water sign. So, you know, the Knight of Swords was coming out a lot. And Knight of Swords in an overall position to me is communication. It's somebody coming in swiftly, ardently. The communication could be good or bad, but it's for a purpose. It's for a purpose to move things ahead, to clear the air, to clear the playing field. Because the Knight of Swords, he rushes in. The swords, that's an air sign, it's communication. It doesn't have to be an air sign that's bringing in that communication. But expect to find out things, to discover things, and expect communication to be at the forefront, good or bad. And things are going to come from this communication. Some events are going to unfold, good or bad. The obstacles in the middle is crazy. The Eight of Wands. Oh, the tarot cards, the tarot cards, the tarot cards. Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands can also be viewed as messages. So it's a communications, but Wands are more action oriented. Wands are a fire card. So these are actually like the messages hitting you, the messages coming to you. Like, these are Eight Wands. I mean, you got things coming from and you got things going on. And I can just vouch for that for the water signs across the board. You got shit going on right now. Like, you just got a lot going on. A lot of people that want to come into your life, that want to be in life, that want to suck your energy dry. They want your time, and they think, you know, you're cool, you're good to be around, but you don't really like that, water signs. You don't. You like to pick and choose who you give your energy to. And anytime something's coming at you like this, my water signs, you retreat. Cancers, you going into the show. Pisces, you going into that deep, watery underworld. And Scorpio, you just pulling out them claws. You pulling out them stingers. And you say, come at me too hard and I didn't call for you. And I'm going to sting you and I'm going to poison you. So water signs, this is what's happening. It's really funny. It's really funny. I can get into a personal story that's really actually not so funny, but I won't, because I feel like the Eight of Wands, you all know the Wands card. I mean, if you're familiar with tarot, that card could signify the arrows of love. You know, Cupid's throwing his arrows. Somebody out there is throwing these arrows of these darts of love at you, water signs. But it's really, really funny, because I feel like between the Knight of Swords and the Eight of Cups, it's unrequited. Meaning, it's not reciprocated. I can vouch for that to be true. And it's Eight Wands. Some may be reciprocated, some may not be. I think that's worth really, really saying. But because the Wands are like coming from the direction of the Knight of Swords, I feel like this is part of the communication coming in. You're finding out a lot of things. Like, people are getting really bold. I mean, this is the month of love. I don't personally celebrate Valentine's Day. I haven't, but, you know, I mean, I'm always game for whatever, but I don't give a lot of energy into it. But this is the month of love, and I feel like a lot of people are coming at you saying, wait, didn't you know I felt this way? Or, hey, you're not treating me right. Or, hey, you're not noticing me, or something, water signs. And it's quite a bit. It's quite a lot. There are 8 wands on this card. And I said, you know, water signs, we just really don't like to be bombarded by anybody or anything. People, I think it's a big misnomer in the water signs, a lot of descriptions where people say, oh, we're overly clingy and we're dependent. We are in a way, but water signs absolutely need their space. And that runs so true from Cancer to Pisces to Scorpio. They will get low on you in a minute. Ask any water sign you know, or think about the water signs you know, and think about if that's true. So then, and like I said, and then it's between the 8 of Cups, which is like a walking away. It's like a moving on. It's like almost taking a loss or counting your losses and moving on. It's not a terrible thing. Sometimes you have hopes for situations and for people, and they don't quite work out. And it's not that you're upset or you're sad or depressed. It's like, oh,